Being nearly 500 hours into the account now, my achievement diaries look, well, sad. The last episode I unlocked Fossil Island and completed the Varrock Medium diary, inching my way towards that account end goal. And if you're wondering why the trimmed version, it doesn't require anything more than the untrimmed version. Both require a quest cape. You just have to maintain your quest cape, and it just sounds more prestigious. This episode I plan to do 2 more diaries, the Ardy and Lumbridge Medium diaries, both for one crucial reason, the rewards. When we get there, I'll explain. I've counted up and found that I only need 4 chunks for those diaries, but I'm adding a 5th to that, meaning I'll need 10 items in a total of 3.325 mil GP. I'll also have a few quest requirements to complete, most notably the Underground Pass and Animal Magnetism, and 38 Thieving. So let's get to work. The map of Runescape is divided into chunks, an invisible area of 64 by 64 tiles. This is Gather Chunks. Gather Chunks is one of these what we call chunk accounts, but not a traditional one. Firstly, this account is a main account. Secondly, to unlock new chunks, instead of completing chunk-specific tasks, I need to obtain items on the collection log. So think collection log completionist, but Chunkman style. I can choose any adjacent chunk with no rolling. An exception to this is all forms of physical travel. I also pay GP per chunk. This is 5,000 times the numerical order of the chunk, hence the main account. I've started on a fresh level 3 account, and I've unlocked my first 100 chunks. Now, I'm in season 2 of the account. 2 collection log items are needed, plus the GP per chunk. The end goal of this account is the trimmed achievement diary cape, so join me as I unlock a Runescape 1 chunk at a time. Welcome to Logged in Chunks Season 2. So I have an easy clue here that I totally did not forget to open in the last episode. Let's just go ahead and see what we get. See if we can get lucky and get an item. Nope. There is Hispori number 6. Let's go ahead and put this farming outfit on. There we go. Didn't do that last episode when I harvested. And we get 3 mahogany seeds, 2 addis. Okay. So I'm going to turn my attention towards Castle Wars here. Now I need chunk 1 here for the Ardy medium diary. Do not need chunk 2 for anything for diary purposes, but I do need it to unlock Castle Wars and start doing it. There is a ton of items locked behind Castle Wars, and when I get to it here in just a bit, I will go over the method I'll be using to get these tickets, but I want to go ahead and start doing this now. And I can travel here to the hot air balloon. That's a physical form of travel. Since I don't have any adjacent chunks technically, I do need this chunk here, the other side of Yanil, but I'm just going to go ahead and utilize my, my rule. So my plan to get those 4 items is going to be using the Fossil Island notes. Now I have 9 left to obtain, and I do earn my own Numulite, so that's why I'm here at the crabs. Gonna go here till at least 2,000, I'd say, and then after that, I'm gonna go hopefully get at least 4. I got a big HP level coming up here. That is 70 hit points on the account. I forget which Godward's dungeon that is, but I can now access it. But there is 70 HP on the account, 87 combat as well. Now I have my 2,000 that I wanted, but I'm pretty close, I'd say, to getting 70 defense. It'll take like maybe 3 more hours. So I'm just going to do that. So next clip, I'll see you at 70 defense. So I ended up switching it to Hill Giants for this remaining about 20k XP. I had to get off, and I just didn't want to go world hopping for the next 30 minutes to get 20k XP. Also, I do want to work on getting this curved bone as well as the giant champion scroll eventually. So I'm going to go do a couple hundred of these per episode, but there it is. Level 70 defense now on the account, and this is crazy. I have killed 960 hill giants now, and I have 2 giant keys. That's all I have. That is crazy. I'm not going for them right now, but 2, come on. Okay, got the beginner clue casket, and I also have an easy clue casket here that I got from the crabs. So I'm gonna go ahead and open the beginner first, and typical loot. So what do we get from the easy? A steel plate skirt tee, one of the 4 items I need for the Castle Wars chunks. So here I am at these stone chests, and I have 9 items to obtain here from these Fossil Island notes. I have 3,000 Numulite here. This is a pretty good chance to get realistically all 9 I need, and from what I could tell, each chest is not responsible for a certain note, so I can just use any chest. I got 1 from that one, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go to this one. So let's just go ahead and get these 3 more items. There is 1, the partial note. back to back, there is the Ancient Note. And there is the final one we need, the Ancient Writings. So there's all 3 that we need. We now should have 4 out of the 10 Fossil Island notes. There they are. So we have 6 left to obtain. Alright, so let's go ahead and pay for those 2 chunks. So that is going to be chunk 131 and 132. So 655 for the first, followed by 660 for a total of 1.315 mil. And in the inventory is the 4 items I'm going to be using for those chunks. Got myself here another beginner clue that I got from a birdhouse run. So if you're seeing this clip, I definitely got an item here. What did we get? Fight! Alright, so here we are on Intrana. So let's go ahead and open the map. Let's head down here to Castle Warzzz, utilize my physical form of travel rule to go right there. So let's go ahead and unlock this Chunkn now. And there we go, the Castle Warzzz chunk is now unlocked. Let's fly and hope we do not crash. 2 and the final 1 move down, and here we are in our brand new, spanking new roomy chunk, the Castle Warzzz chunk. And if you noticed, I did not get a music track. There is a reason for this. I accidentally teleported here with the dueling ring during the, I believe, the season 1 finale video when I was charging air orbs. I was on mobile, and I just happened to accidentally fat finger the Castle Warzzz teleport instead of the Ferox Enclave, so that is when it happened, bringing that total up to 4 accidental chunk visits during this account. And I am keeping track for a reason that I will reveal probably towards the end of the episode. I'm actually introducing a new segment a bit later in the video called Fireside Chats. I plan to use this a little bit for any questions I get and any account related goal or just a new idea I have. So if you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments below, and I will odds are feature them during these little fireside chats. And this very first one is actually going to be about the penalty idea that I have, so be looking out for that. Well, since we're over here, we might as well use this cozy lookout. See our new balloon over there, but we can also look out upon our new chunk, so let's just go ahead and get that now. Alrighty, and there we go. So now we have the Castle Warzzz lobby, as well as the Castle Warzzz arena. Alright, so here we are, and I believe I'm all set now. So here's my alt, my main. For this purpose, it's going to be my alt. So what I'm going to do is send that account over to the Saradomin, and I'm going to be using the Zamorak. So there he goes. I will be over here in Zamorak, and I plan to high alch. Can't actually do that. What am I missing here? We go in now. Okay, we can go in now, so I guess I can't take high alch in here. Well, oh well. I wanted to do some high alching or at least something while I'm waiting so much, but I guess I'll just be idle simulator. Alrighty, and there is the game over. So I got 3 tickets on this account, and if I show you real quick, on my main account, alt account, I got 1 ticket. So this account will end up with a lot of tickets too, but let's just go ahead and rinse and repeat. So I think I've figured this game out pretty well now. So what you're going to do is after you go in the lobby and wait your 2 full minutes, and yep, you have to wait these 2 full minutes each time. So go ahead immediately to your alt account, go down the stairs and open the door. From there, you're going to go to your primary account and then sprint as fast as you can all the way to the other side. Capture the flag, and the trash talk is optional. So once you capture that flag, you're going to wait for the music to drop, and then you sprint as fast as you can to the other side. Capture the flag. Once you do that, you will have 1 point, the other team will have 0, and then from there, you're just going to stand there, and you're going to wait, and wait, and wait, and wait. Now this takes about 22 minutes total, so I've calculated you can get about 8.1 tickets per hour, and after that you get a whopping 3 tickets, and then you get to do it all again, and yeah, that's it. So here is my last game for now. I got 42 tickets so far, and I'm going to go ahead and trade here, and I'm going to be going up for these 4 items here, the Castle Warzzz hoods for both sides, alongside the Castle Warzzz cape for both sides, or the cloak. So I'm going to go ahead and get those now, and I don't have my plan for Castle Warzzz fully ironed out yet, so I think in the next episode when I come back here I will let you guys know what I'm thinking about Castle Warzzz. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and get these 4 items right here. Alright, and the final one, the Zamorak Castle Wars Cloak. Let's go ahead and get that for all 4 items. There we go. So now I got 2 tickets left. And again, I'm not 100% sure on how I want to approach doing Castle Wars, but I'm pretty sure I know how. But those details will come in next episode. So with the addition of those 4 items now, I'm going to go ahead and go for these 2 chunks, the West Yanil section, along with Gutanath. This one's going to be needed for the Hand in the Sand quest, and also I need it to get to this one, the Gutanath chunk. This one's going to be used for that diary step where I have to get a cave nightshade, and I'm pretty sure I can do it. I have to start the watchtower, which shouldn't be an issue. It's in this chunk anyways, so let's get to working on those. So let's go ahead and pay for those 4 chunks, and we're actually going to get the items out. So these 4 items here are used for those 4 chunk payments alongside the cash I'm about to get out. One take, let's see if we can do it. So these are chunks 133 and 134. So that is 665,000 coins followed by 670,000 coins for almost a cool number into platinum tokens, and there we go. Alright, so there we are. Both of those chunks now unlocked. It seems like we got 2 music tracks from that, which is pretty nice. Now, I'm not 100% sure that I have all the chunks now for A, the Hand in the Sand, and B, the partial completion of the Watchtower quest. Let's just hope. Now, the wiki says I can get it from this cave, but of course I need that Scavid map. Oh, there it is, the Hand in the Sand quest now completed. 1,000 thieving XP, that gets us to 37 thieving. Alongside that is one of the requirements now done for the Ardy medium diary. Now, we do need 2 more items to get that final chunk for the underground pass, and it's chunk 4 as you can see there. Not 100% sure if I actually do need it, but I'm going to go ahead and get the 2 collectional items needed now and pay for it, and if I don't need it, then I have another chunk to get somewhere else. Well, I have still been keeping up with my farm runs, my tree runs, to get Hesperia seeds, but here is a big level. That is 83 farming, which I can now grow my own spirit trees, and double magic roots might be able to utilize that a little bit, but the only really spirit tree I would ever really want to use is the one right over there. Maybe the one by Port Sarim, but at least it's an option in case I do want it. So that first item I'm going to get is the coal bag. This is going to be my last item from the Motherlode Mine shop here. So once I buy this, that'll be green logged. Let's go ahead and do that now. And there it is, the coal bag is now obtained, but most importantly, that is the Motherlode Mine now officially green logged, so I have nothing left to obtain here. I do not have the bigger sack, nor do I have the upper level, but I do need 85 mining for the elite achievement diaries, so I'll be back here no doubt to get those 2 things, but for now, I am all done here, so let's move on. And so for my next item, I'm going to be getting the can here, the essentially infinite watering can, to assist basically with getting these 2 final items. I already have the full farming outfit, and auto weed is not on the collection log, which is a big L, so I'm going to be going for this first because it'll help with these. 200 points should take me just over 2 hours, maybe like 2.5 hours. Alright, so here is the last 100 fruit I need to get to the 200 points that I need for that Grycollar's can. So there it is, 215 points, 80 for farming now, quadruple U-roots, very cool. I didn't even notice that was 1325 total, but there it is too. Let's go get that can. But first, I am at officially 500 hours on the account, which reminds me, I have a goal of 500 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you're not already subscribed, consider hitting that button to get me to that goal. We're closing in on the end of the year, and I too am closing in on my goal. So 500 hours, 500 subscribers, I think it's fitting. Thank you. Alright, so let's go ahead and buy that Grycollar's can now. And there it is. So this thing isn't technically infinite. I think it has 1,000 charges, but it'll negate having to carry all these watering cans and fill them up every time. So when I do go for the seed box and the herb sack, it will help out tremendously. So I am now all set to do the underground pass, but under recommendations for it, it says 50 thieving. It's not a hard requirement. It is a recommendation, you don't need it, but having 50 thieving does bypass some of the quest. It takes about 10 minutes, I think, from what I've saw. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that now. I need 50 thieving anyways on the account. I'm gonna need plenty of levels for future diaries and quests anyways. I think I mentioned 38 thieving during my little intro overview, but that is for master farmers, and I wasn't really thinking about the quest at that point. So I'm just going to go ahead and get 50, so I'm going to go here at the fruit stalls. Now normally you would go over there to that building, but I do not have that chunk unlocked for that building, so I'm going to use this single one here, and I'm going to get attacked by dogs, but I don't know the XP per hour here. I'm going to find out, and let's just see how long this takes. Well, this one right here is not 50 thieving, but rather 49 thieving. I am showing this for a reason. There is the cool number. Had to show it. Alright, and this one here is going to be level 50 thieving. This wasn't too bad. It only took about 2.5, maybe 3 hours. It's getting close to 30k XP per hour, but there it is, 50 thieving. We can now officially do the underground pass by, I guess, my standards. But I do want to mention there's been a ton of bots here for some reason. My best guess is they're coming to this shop here, Lagava, to get like just the shop stock that she has, because you can sell it to GE for a decent profit. But like all of these names, apart from the very first one, were all bots that I encountered in like the 3 hours I was here. It's kind of weird, but this is honestly some pretty decent GP. If you look, most of these are obtained minus like 16 of these from, maybe 18 of these from tree runs. But all this is pretty much all exclusively from what I just did. I think I'll call it about 150 here, and then probably at least 30 from here, honestly. And then pretty much all of these got, so price tag this, and I mean, honestly, not too bad. It's like almost 100k GP per hour. And I did forget to mention this, but I can officially crack the wall saves in the Rogue's Den, which I do have that chunk unlocked, which that means I can get the Rogue's outfit, which that is, I think, 5 collection log slots, but I don't think I'm going to do that this episode. Okay, so I am officially all set, got everything I need. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start. Alright, but first I should actually probably go ahead and pay for the chunk just in case. So that is chunk 135 for 675,000 coins. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pay this now just in case I do need that chunk. And if I don't need it, then I don't need it. But here's the 2 items. Now let's get to the quest. Alright, I have historically never gotten this first try. And it looks like I think I got it first try for the very first time ever. Nice. Alright, let's see if this is the last one. Nice. Tile markers make this so easy. So here's where that 50 thieving comes in handy. I would have to do this, and I think you can fail that pretty often. And I don't have much food left, but 50 thieving, you can pickpocket this, pick lock, that door, that gate, and then just run up here, avoiding all of that. Alright, so it looks like I may not need that chunk. Let's see what happens here. Alright, well perfect. I didn't actually need that chunk then, but at least we now have a chunk to get somewhere else. Alright, King Lethis, and you may hear some background noise, I apologize for that. I have officially defeated Ivan. Give me that quest reward. 3k agility XP, give me a level 5 quest points and 3k attack XP. Most importantly, that is basically the final step I need for the Ardy medium diary. So there it is, 61 agility, and underground pass officially completed. Well, I should really start to do my research a little more, because I've been looking through the Watchtower guide, and it turns out I do need this one as well as this one before I can even get that scavenged map to get the Cave Nightshade up there. So I am going to have to go and get both of these chunks. Now thankfully I've already paid for one, so I can get I can just go ahead and get this one now. As for this one, I'll need 2 more items. Alrighty, so I got myself 2 beginner clue caskets here from doing birdhouse runs. Let's go ahead and open these, see if we can get super lucky. Alright, so I'm back at the stone chest, and I'm just going to go ahead and get 2 more of these notes. So this should be 5 and 6 here. And there is one immediately, the experimental note. Hey, nice, very nice. Back to back, and I get the paragraph of text. Super cool. Pretty cool that I got those back to back. Alright, now let's go pay for that last chunk. Alrighty, so that is going to be chunk 136 for 680,000 smackaroos. The cash stack's looking pretty low, pretty quick. Alright, there we go. Alrighty, so I have a bit of a predicament here. Now, I even turned on the lines so I could see. I can't actually step over to this area right here. I can't step over there. If I try, I can't. And if I just unlock it, I can't actually walk there without walking through this chunk first. So I'm gonna have to see if I can use that gnome glider right there. Now, I'm pretty sure this is locked behind the one small favor quest, but I'm gonna go check it real quick. Alright, it's definitely not there. It should be right about here somewhere. It's not there. So I'm gonna have to go and get another 2 items and unlock another chunk just for that one quest. Alrighty, so I'm back at the stone chest. Just gonna go ahead and get 2 more. I like to save the easy ones to spread out over time, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now. There is one more, the musty smelling note. And there is back to back again. So what is this one? This one is the hastily scrawled note. Yep, that's a totally good reading skills there. Also me trying to make my notes for this episode. Yeah, I already made my intro for this episode too, but I'm not going back. I think I stated I needed 5 total chunks, but it's turning into like 8 or 9. Alright, so that is going to be chunk 137 for 685,000 coins. And yep, good research by me as typical. But there we go, and here's the 2 more notes. Yeah, there's a lot of notes here now. Not what I wanted. There's 8 total already out of the 10, but it's all good. So here's why I needed those 2 chunks. I'm already on this part of the quest. It's only like step 3 of the quest. I had to go down here to this, and then it gets me right to here. Yeah. So I got the scavenged map now, and I can go ahead and get this cave nightshade. And there is the medium task done, but the quest is like 3/4 of the way done, so I'm just gonna go ahead and complete it. So once I pull this lever, that should be quest completed. Yep, there's the XP drop. And there it is, the Watchtower quest is now completed. 4 quest points, that's pretty nice. 15k magic XP and 5 big ones to the cash stack. Watchtower quest completed. Oh, a side note, we do get this scroll here, which we can now teleport to the Watchtower area. Pretty nice unlock for quality of life. And a hard Ardy achievement diary task too. Alrighty, so everything is now checked off, so we can complete this diary. So first step, I already did the unicorn pen one. The penultimate step here is to upgrade my Iban staff here with the Dark Mage. And if you don't know, if you upgrade this thing after you complete the underground pass, you pay 200,000 coins. So once you pay this initial 200,000, your staff will now have 2,500 charges, and it will have a little U there. And if you want to recharge it by the Dark Mage again, you're going to have to pay 250k. Definitely not recommended. If you ever do that, just go through the underground pass a bit to get to that well before all that agility mess and use it on the well, and that also recharges it for free. But we got one more step to do, being the harvest strawberries, and they're not ready yet, so I will see you in a bit for that. So I had some time to kill, so I figured might as well do the Halloween event this year. It was pretty cool, not too bad at all. So I got a ton of rewards, I think just every reward from the previous years, and all of the music tracks too, which is one of the main reasons I did it. Another reason is I wanted to get that decorative style for the house, the POH, the Halloween one, which is I really like. So, and there it is, the harvest strawberry. Let's go ahead and do that. And there it is, the Ardy medium diary is officially completed. Took way too long, way too many chunks that I initially predicted, but it is done. Now I'll go get the cape and then tell you the rewards that I wanted so bad. All right, there it is. There is the medium cape officially obtained. So the main thing, which frankly, there's a lot of good rewards from the diary. I mainly wanted it for one key reason, the Ardy Cloak 2 being in the farm teleport, and I will do it for test purposes. So if I do the farm teleport, that is 3 free teleports per day directly to the farming patch. I do so many, and previously I was running from the market up through here. Doesn't take that long, but I do so many farm runs, it'll save me so much time. Oh, and one last thing, I always forget about the lamp you get at the end, but that is going straight on Slayer for 43 Slayer, very close to 44. So a bit earlier I had mentioned that I'm keeping track of my accidental chunk visits on this account, and that total is actually up to 4 now. Now, I don't have examples from all 4 offhand, but I showed one, I think, earlier this episode. The other 3 have just happened over time I've filmed throughout the series. So what I'm going to do is start paying a penalty for those, and it's just going to be a flat 100k per accidental chunk visit. So at the end of this episode, I'm going to pay that 400k, and I'm not going to put it in my platinum token stack. I'm just going to actually transfer it over to my main account, because I want that platinum token stack to be solely chunk payments. Let me know if you think this is a decent idea or if I should just not do this. I want to make this account at least a little more challenging, and I think that'll be a pretty decent way to do so. So now that we've had our worst of time, it's time to have the best of time. So I'm going to go ahead and do the Lumbridge and Drainer tasks. Now, I mentioned 0 chunks for these 2 diaries because I don't think I need any. Now my confidence is a little off, but I'm like 90% sure I don't. Only quest I need to do is Animal Magnetism, and I do actually have all of those chunks over here in Mortania unlocked. All I had to do is go over here. I don't recall ever having to go to these chunks here or here, so I should be all good to do that quest, and everything else I can do, because I do have like most of these areas in Drainer and Lumbridge unlocked. Well, I knew I had a right to not be super confident about this. The 10% prevails. I actually need to get 20 ecto tokens for one of the item requirements for the Animal Magnetism quest, so I need this one. And if you see, the chunk border is right in the middle of the ecto fungus, so I think I just go ahead and I think I need both of these chunks here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and insert copium here. I'll be needing 4 items for those, so I'm gonna go ahead and head to Barrows here actually. Now, I haven't done this for quite some time. My stats are much better. I'm not gonna use ranged. I think my melee is okay enough, and I'm going to actually try out the Ivan staff here. I know the Barrows brothers have an air weakness, but I want to see if the Ivan staff is a little better, because I think GP wise it is. Alright, chest number 1 back. What do we get? No back-to-back, unfortunately. Oh, well, there is 2 combat tasks. I guess Pray for Success. I don't know what that one is. And also Barrows Champion. I am the champion now. I think that's 25 KC. So that one is kill all 6 Barrows brothers and loot the Barrows chest without taking any damage from any of the brothers. Didn't know I did that, but very nice. Well, this is going to be a big mage level. That is 80 magic. Didn't pop up, but there it is. This is not too bad with the Ivan staff. I think it's relatively the same as using like Airwave. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with it. Well, I got an elite clue on KC 47. Chances of doing this, slim to basically 0. I don't even think I can do that first step. I actually can do that first step. That's interesting. Well, I'm going to hold on to that. I'm actually profiting a lot of death runes now, which is very nice. I'm actually making some decent GP, and I've only gone through basically exactly half of my charges. So the Ivan staff, definitely very, very nice. I did get way up here, chest 39. I got the Just Like This combat achievement task where I spec out Carol, spec'd it all out. So that was, I guess, other thing notable. Alright, this is going to be chest number 50, and don't worry, this is my first and only item here. I obtained at 21 KC, so what do we get for chest 50? A whole lot of nothing. So what I'm going to do now is, since I'm on a 29 dry streak, I'm just going to go ahead and put a pause on this for now and go do some different content and then come back. And of course, I knew I couldn't do this. I'd completed the first step, and then step 2 is in Mostly Harmless. Definitely not going there anytime soon. So that is going to be a drop. I'm going to be going for the steel boots here from the Harpy Bug Swarms. Now, these drop them at a rate of 1 out of 128, and I have them accessible through the Karamja area right here that I have right up here. It's 33 Slayer requirement, and I have that from all the lamping, so shouldn't take too long. They only have 25 HP. They do drop medium clues actually, which I have one that I can't do, but it's 1 chunk away, so I'm still keeping it. So let's just see how long this one takes. Alright, well I missed the pop-up, but there it is, steel boots. I think that was 7, maybe 8 KC. I definitely got spooned for this. I wish this could have been Barrows, but oh well, we move on. I am currently working on a couple items in the background, so what I'm going to do now is do the Lumbridge Easy Diary. So I'm here at the Drainer course, and I'm about to complete the lap, which surprisingly I've never done a lap before on the Drainer course, but there is lap 1, easy task completed. So we got like 6 more tasks to do, and then we can complete it. And the last step is to cook a piece of bread on the stove here, and there it is, the final task. The Lumbridge and Drainer Easy Diary is now completed. Let's go talk to Hades, cause Hades, and get that reward. Alright, Hades, now this reward is very, very underwhelming. All you get is a Explorer's Ring 1, which does provide a 1 prayer bonus, which is actually kinda nice. Other than that, I think it gives you run energy twice a day or something like that. And literally nothing else besides this XP lamp, so straight onto Slayer, and that should be a level. Yep, 44 Slayer, nice. Ooh, those are pretty good tasks if I get over to that area. Since I'm doing some diary tasks now, I may as well just do what I can in the medium section here. The only thing I cannot do currently is the animal magnetism one, but I'll do the rest. So I'm pretty sure I do not have a Slayer task, so where are you, Sheldar? There you are. What do I get, Sheldar? Cow fight. Easy peasy. When I do Slayer, that is another task. Now, this episode is just the gift that keeps on giving. Turns out I need to create a coif, specifically in the Lumbridge cow pen. Now, I have tested the other one, the one right here. Did not work, or I guess it's right here. I'm assuming this one does not work either. I think I have to do it in this one right here, and surprise, surprise, I have to get that chunk because I cannot walk there. There's no way to get in the pen. Now I'm gonna stand on the edge and try, but no telling. Alright, here goes nothing. Let's just see if it works. Create a coif. Oh, it does work. Oh my goodness, that is super nice. That is so nice. Yeah, I guess just being near the pen works. Thank goodness I don't have to get another chunk and just completely put in shambles my intro. Got my 50 tickets here from Castle Wars. So this is one of the activities I've been doing in the background, and this took about 7 hours, so not too bad there. It is perfect for editing. Now I do have my plan fully ironed out for Castle Wars, but that'll come in next episode. Right now I'm gonna get 2 more items, being the decorative armor, the mage version, the mage hat here, as well as I'm going to get the mage decorative legs right here. Combined, that is 50 tickets, so let's go ahead and get that one first. And then the decorative legs, and yep, perfect. So a little bit of fashionscape here. See how that looks. Nice. So I'm going to go ahead and open these up, and hopefully I can get a Hespori seed. Alright, so how much GP did we make from all of these seeds that I'm keeping, minus the limpwort, of course? About 500k, honestly, pretty dang good. No Hespori seeds, unfortunately, but that's alright, the GP is pretty good. Alrighty, so I'm going for a couple combat tasks here, and this should be at least 2, hopefully. Hopefully I can hit on these last 2 specs. Perfect, so those no prey points taken away, as well as, finished it off with a spec, so that is perfect. But I'm also showing this for an important reason. This is going to be level 85 farming on the account. I can access the high tier of the farming guild, can do hard contracts, and I can plant my own spirit tree in the farming guild finally. I'm looking forward to that. So as for the other activity, I've been doing some forestry, and I have most of the forestry green logged, apart from the obvious RNG items, and the cosmetic variant of the lumberjack actually. Now I'm considering myself somewhat of a extreme clogger, so I'm gonna do only untradables like this. I'm going to have to get the outfit essentially a second time, so stuff like graceful, lumberjack, things like that. To get the cosmetic variants, I'm gonna actually have to reobtain the full outfit, because the cosmetic variant will override the original version. So I'm gonna go ahead and buy a second lumberjack top right now. And then, so I have plenty of bark left. I didn't actually show it, but I have enough. I have 2,000 left, and each piece costs 1250 of the cosmetic variant. So I'm gonna be going for the forestry top first. And there it is. So the forestry top, and you see I have 1 lumberjack left, because again it overrides, so I have to keep the original in the bank at all times because it's a collection log item, and that's just what I do. So here's the time to hopefully pay the last chunk payments of the episode. So those are chunks 138 and 139. So that is 690 for chunk 138. And then 695, creeping very close to the 700k bracket. I have just enough GP, not planned. And here are the 2 items in the, or I guess the 4 items in the inventory that I'm using for those chunk payments. So let's go get those. Alrighty, and there we go. Now if you saw, the line was like in the middle of the staircase, and you have to go up here to grind some bones to get some ecto tokens. So that's why we needed that. Looks like we got just 1 music track. I did forget to mention, I think the Lumbridge Diaries gave me like 4 music tracks or so. Up to 303 there, so that's pretty nice. And I can actually do Ghost Ahoy now. I think I have all the chunks for that, but that'll come in a future episode. Let's go ahead and get those ecto tokens and do the animal magnetism quest. Alright, and there we go. So that was actually an easy task in the Mauritania area. Let's go ahead and get those ecto tickets. Perfect. So once I use this to this, there is a container. And if I give this to Ava here, that is animal magnetism now completed. Can finally complete that quest. Most importantly, we get the accumulator, which we can trade devices actually. I guess this one? This is an upgrade, even though I have 50 range. I think normally you would get this one, but let's go ahead and buy that and officially complete the Lumbridge medium diary. Very nice. Let's go get that reward. All right, Mr. Hacius, give me that reward. Now this is definitely not an underwhelming reward. I get the Explorer's Ring 2, same prayer bonus, I believe just 1. Yep, just 1, but this one provides, and I will do it for test purposes, I think it's 3 or 5 free teleports. So let's see, 3 free teleports to the Cabbage Patch, so I can do more farm runs. Yeah, that's right. I did the Ardy and Lumbridge Diaries purely for farming purposes, and you know the rewards. The other rewards are nice too, like this lamp here. So let's use that on Slayer. That should be a level and 45 Slayer or Fertile Mages. Blech. But there it is. Now, I have not forgotten about Barrows, so let's go ahead and knock out another item there. I kind of overlooked it, but the accumulator here is the best in slot range permanently until I can essentially do Dragon Slayer 2. So that is a massive thing. Do not want to forget about that. First chest back, and nothing figures. Alright, chest number 60. What do we get? Of course, nothing. Alright, so I am currently on a 39 chest dry streak now. And we're still going. Oh my goodness, I got another elite clue. Are you serious? Alright, what is it? Can I do it? No, you know what? I think this is the volcanic mine. Yep, that's the volcanic mine. The 1 chunk I don't have on Fossil Island. I guess the 2. Yep, that's just going to be a drop. Alright, this clip is going to stay in regardless. It's going to be chest 75. What do we get? Absolutely nothing. 54 dry now. I love Barrows. Alright, and this chest marks 60 dry. I'm not even going to predict an item here. Of course, no item there. Officially 60 dry, and I did switch back to Windwave. My Ivan staff ran out of charges. Attempted to run through the underground pass, failed for about 20-25 minutes, so I gave up and I switched. Well, here is not a Barrows update. Here is actually 60 Hunter, 4 traps, and Crycat Bats. I think that's a raids thing. So I wanted to let you know that I'm still keeping up with all of these birdhouses up to you now. So this one marks chest 91, aka 70 dry. Let's go ahead and rip the band-aid off. Nothing. Can't believe I'm 70 dry now. Chest 95, I think. Another elite clue. Are you kidding me? Do I just need to keep these in the bank or something so I don't get these? Oh, can we do it? It looks like we actually can do that 1 step. You see, now I would probably juggle these if I knew I was gonna get 3 before my next item. I'm just gonna go try it. Might as well. Oh, kill a blood velvet. I do not think I have any blood velves in any chunk, but I am 1 chunk away. I know that for a fact. You know what? The one over here is actually Slayer only. When I get here, that'll be more realistic because I can get to that cave, which you don't have to be on a Slayer task to kill blood velves. I think in Neve's Slayer cave you do. So I'm just going to keep it in the bank. Done 2 steps, so might as well keep it. And also so I don't get any more of them. I completely forgot you can also kill those in the Slayer Tower here in Morytania. Now I am 1 chunk away from that area, so if I wanted to do the clue, which I'm not going to do this episode obviously, but if I did want to do it, that would be definitely my option because it's just 1 chunk away and I do need that chunk for many, many things on this account. Chest number 97. It finally ends. Yes, let's go. Thorax plate legs, finally. Tank legs too, that's perfect. Oh, I wanted a pair of tank legs so bad. So I don't even know how many dry was that? 76? I think that was 76 dry. That is crazy for a pair of Thorax plate legs. Finally. Oh. Feels so good to have. Pair of tank legs. Now, are we going to get a back-to-back? Or not, but that is fine. I think by now I should have expected 6 items due to the 1 out of 15 point, I think it's 0.1 drop rate. But hey, I got arguably the most useful item I could have gotten. I mean, just look at these defense differences. 213, 233, 201 to 230, 249, 221, and some good range. Defense too. This is going to be so useful for just everything. So moment of truth, I did dip into the blood runes a bit, but overall this is every rune I got, and I think total cash I think I got around 70-ish K. Now I could sell the Thorax plate legs, most people would, but I can't sell those due to my rules, so that is about 300k, so just add 300k to this. So I get a grand total of, I think that was 2.07 mil. So without getting any items from Barrows, you're not looking at too good a GP, because I think my GP cost between the food and potions was at least 400 to 500k range. So if we take that down to about 1.5 mil made in about 13 hours, that's just over 100k per hour. Even if we factor this in, that's barely going to be 200k if. So you definitely want to bank on your items and doing the Morytania hard diary, so you can get 50% more runes. Now, no more items, no more chunks this episode. I just wanted to finish out Barrows. I had to close that book there. It is nice to have this. Now, from everything else I did this episode, between the thieving, the mining, birdhouse runs there, all of the farming and the farming contracts, this is going to be a total of 9.9 mil. I'm going to get over a 10 mil cash stack. I'm looking forward to this. I had actually forgot that I got all these leaves. This is going to be really good money from those magic ones. Alright, this may get me over 10 mil. Let's see. Close. Close. But I do still have these 2000 U longbows. But I'm going to plan to high alch those in the next episode. Do some agility alching. So yeah, with all this, I actually do have over 10. I still had 2 mil in the bank. So we're ending off with 12.1 mil cash stack. Total GP spent in chunks. Beats me. I unlocked, I think 9, so like 7-ish mil, somewhere around 7 mil I spent. So I made a ton of money this episode. Definitely do your birdhouse runs, do your farm runs, and do not go dry on Barrows like I did. Alright, the last thing I want to do is leave you off with a beginner clue casket. Can I get an item? I could not. Bummer. But I just remembered, before I officially head out, I am paying for all of my accidental chunk visits right now. So I'm just going to turn these 2 platinum tokens, pull over my main here. Alright, so the main is now here. Let me go ahead and trade. And this is going to be the rare time where I actually trade with this account. Only when I do this and I just maybe need something for a thumbnail or something. But other than that, this is the only time I ever interact with my account. Other account, that is. So go ahead and accept that and accept that. Accept that and accept that. So there we go. The money is officially paid off to the other account. So there it is, the 400 platinum tokens. Throw that into the main bank, and there it is. So here is every chunk I currently have, all 140 that I have unlocked, and the ones you see in green are in order and in the order I obtained them. We made a lot of progress down here in Yanil area in Castle Wars. Looking forward to doing some more Castle Wars. That is perfect for me for editing purposes. And then a little bit over here, which is actually huge for future endeavors on the account, as well as the Ectofunctus. We finally broke that Barrows dry streak, obtained ourselves a nice pair of tank legs, completed 2 medium diaries, and failed to do our research. In the next episode, I plan to focus back on my Season 2 chunk goals, pay a visit to Old Saint Fremnik, and unlock a new helmet upgrade. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to like and subscribe if you made it this far, and let me know any questions you have down in the comments below, and I will answer them during those Fireside Chats. Thanks, and take care.